Hi everyone, it's Kat here and I'll be guiding you through today's Open Hatha class. So today's practice will be all around really tuning in and connecting to our inner child. This sense of playfulness, not taking life so seriously, and just really and being able to fully self-express. So just hoping that it counteracts any density that you may have been feeling over the last few weeks. This is an opportunity to really just tap out, come into your body, come back to that whimsical nature and just allowing yourself to be completely self-expressed in every moment. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to start today in Virasana. So we're on our shins, and you may want to take a block or just something at home that can mimic a block, placing it in between the feet. The legs are together, the hips are settling into the support beneath. So once you've found your comfortable seat, take a deep breath in, fill up the belly, allow the breath to elongate the spine, and just really elongating through the back of the neck, lifting the head up. And on the exhale, you're going to draw the shoulders towards the ears, rolling them back and down. So just another 3 rounds here. Using your breath, drawing the shoulders towards the ears, peeling them back, starting to just open any tightness through the chest space. So one last breath here. And on your exhale, this time open the mouth, allow the breath to release. Allow the legs to let go and just really lean into the support of the earth beneath. And we'll take a few moments here to really ground into our sense of being right here, right now. And so just notice the expansion, maybe even of the entire body as you inhale. And feel into the experience of release as you exhale. So each time you breathe in, take in a sense of vitality, new eyes, and on your exhale, releasing all that doesn't serve. Okay, so just one last breath here. Exhale, release. Alright, so we're going to start today just with a couple of rounds of retention breath, Kumbhaka. So I'll guide you through the first few rounds and then set you free. And at the end of that, we're actually going to come into lion's breath. So I'll demonstrate if you're not familiar with it. So Kumbhaka for a few rounds and we'll end it off with lion's breath. So lion's breath is expel any stagnant energies, and energetically it can create this sense of playfulness. So if you haven't done it, you'll see what I mean soon. So let's start with Kumbhaka, closing the eyes if that's available to you. We're going to breathing in to the count of 4, hold the breath for 4, exhale 4, and then hold the breath for 4. So just a few rounds. So closing down the eyes if you haven't already done so. Inhale for 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. whole. So just continuing to your own rhythm, and just dropping into the pattern of Kumbhaka retention breath. And trust that you'll be guided out of it when it's time. So just wherever you are, completing this final cycle, making sure that you balance both the in and exhale, and don't forget the retention breath at the end of both. And once you've completed your cycle, completely releasing any control, and just allow yourself to come back into your own unique rhythm. And just staying in this inward experience of being the observer of self. And here, taking a few last moments to tune in into the felt experience of Kumbhaka, without labeling, without attachments. Just notice and feel into the experience. Notice the sensations. And then we're going to open our eyes, and I'll demonstrate lion's breath just because it may not have been used as prevalently as other breath. So once you're ready, starting to peel back the eyelids, allowing some light back into the world. Hello. All right, so lion's breath, I'll have to talk about it first and then demonstrate it because I won't be able to do it at the same time. Opening the mouth, and you're going to stick out the tongue and then let out this ha sound. So there's this energetic sort of almost this force of life coming from really deep within the belly. Allow that breath, that life force to come out, expelling on any stagnant energies and just anything that doesn't serve, all right? So just really energetically bring that to the table. So we'll do it now, but we'll also be practicing it throughout the practice as well. So have a little bit of fun, and remember, don't take yoga so seriously, it's just yoga. All right, so inhale, and then exhale. So we'll just do that another 2 rounds. Just allow yourself to get comfortable with it. So take a deep inhale here, fill up the belly. So at the end, we're almost sort of trying to push out anything that's left within our lungs, just allowing it to completely release. One last time here, let's do it together. All right. So just again, as we move through the practice, really encouraging you to allow the inner child to come through, allow him or her to be completely expressed. If you fall, if you don't get the alignment right, it's totally fine. Let's really tune into this playful nature. All right, so from Virasana, we're going to come into Supta just for a couple of moments. So if you need to, you can take a block, a blanket, place it underneath the hips. I've taken the block away. And you're just going to start to lean back, but you start to engage your belly by drawing the navel to spine. Bring the hands behind the back. And you might be here. You might actually even just be in Virasana, completely sitting up still. Okay, so this might be enough for you. So each stage, really connect to the felt experience, see how it feels before you come into the next level. So avoid any pinching in the knees, and if you're feeling that, either come out of the pose completely and just sit in Sukhasana, or sometimes the big toes, knees wide, will help alleviate any sort of strange sensations in the kneecap. So we really don't want any sensations in the knees, okay? So you might come onto the forearms here, or otherwise you may feel that you've got a sense of opening through the front of the thighs, as well as the hip flexors. And once you've found your position, commit in the moment. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths here. So inhaling, feel free to come into lines if you like. Or otherwise, just even starting to tune into your Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath if you've got to practice. Feeling the fibers, the tightness of the fibers in the front body, just starting to soften, lengthen. Okay, one final breath here. On the exhale, lion's breath. Now start to tune into your core strength. Draw the navel to spine, really start to activate into that fire. You're going to press into the forearms of the hands, just however you can. Start to generate that fire, to use it to lift yourself up back into a seated position. And then you're going to bring the legs out towards the front, coming into Supta Kapotasana. So supine pigeon. Coming onto the back, you're going to bend both knees towards the sky and just really allow the entire back body to find this connection into the earth. The right ankle is going to be placed on the top left thigh here. So energetically draw the right knee away from the face to begin with. Lengthen through the tailbone, open up through the chest. Just one more breath here. On your exhale, you're going to draw the left thigh in, interlace in between the legs, grabbing onto the back of the leg. So make sure it's the back of the thigh instead of the shin here. So we're going to be extending through the knee. So right knee is pushing away from the face, the left leg is drawing in, so there's this experience of co-contraction and also this experience of strengthening through the legs. Relax the shoulders down, lengthen through the neck. Start to extend through that left leg. So we're just bending and extending here, flexing the left foot, and really reaching the sole of the foot for the sky. It's just another 3 rounds, feeling into the back of the left leg, feel into your hamstrings, and just really starting to awaken for our playtime. All right, one last round here. And on your exhale, you're going to bring that left foot down towards the mat. The right foot is going to reach for the earth, so don't overthink this. You're coming into a twist here, right foot plants, and then the right arm is reaching towards your right ear. Left palm pushes the inner thigh away. So it's pushing away, we're not drawing the leg in. So make sure we're pushing away and we're breathing into the right side body. Breathe into the ribs. Relax through the shoulders and just enjoy this gentle opening through the body. One last round here, and we're going to come into lion's breath on the exhale. Okay, come back through the center. Right foot plants, and then opposite leg, opposite ankle on top of the right knee. Energetically draw the left knee away. Take a deep inhale here. connect the back body, and then you're going to interlace and grab onto the right thigh as you draw the leg in towards the chest. So drawing the knee away, and then the right leg's pushing in, creating that force of co-contraction. Tune into the strength of your legs. One more breath. And on your exhale, we're going to extend through that right knee. So just starting to straighten and awaken our legs. Notice if the back of the ribs are starting to lift off the earth. Can you draw the navel to spine, bring your awareness to your inner core strength, and just really allow that connection of the back body. Okay, lions as we bend our right knee. Exhale. All right, release the bind, release the legs down towards the earth. Feel that connection from the heels. We're going to come into some dynamic bridge lifts. So starting to connect and awaken our glutes. All right, gently tuck the tailbone under slightly. Feel the lower hips engage. Feel the sense of strength in the core. Push down into your heels as you lift the hips up, raising the arms simultaneously. Stay for the pause at the top. Exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae. Connect back to the earth. All right, so inhale, lifting the hips. 3 more rounds here. Maybe finding a little bit more space at the top as you open through the chest. Stay for the pause and exhale, come all the way back down. Movement to breath. 2 more rounds here in your own time. Inhale. Try to keep the knees in line with the hips. Exhale. And a last one here. Really feel into the openness as you lift into your heels. Maybe opening a little wider. Everyone draw the knees in a little closer. 1 more breath. Squeeze the inner knees. Exhale, slowly lower. Hollow legs. All right, so just take a moment to ground. I'm just going to shuffle down here. Feel into what needs to be felt, and then also release what needs to be released. Just notice if there's anything in the way of you completely, fully tuning into your inner child. All right, we're going to come into a bit of core work now. So bring in the knees so they're stacked over the hips. And the fingertips are going to reach for the sky. And as they reach, find that length. And then on your exhale, you're going to plug them back into the shoulder socket. The entire back body is connected to the earth. So we're going to come into some alternate dead bugs. So extend through the left heel, reach out with the right fingertips. Hover the left foot, hover the right arm. Make sure the entire back body is connected. So if you're starting to lift through the back body, maybe you come a little bit too low. So I want you to keep connection of the entire back body the entire time. So releasing, alternating, right leg reaches, left hand reaches. Inhale, come back to center. Maintain that connection. So another 4 rounds here. In your own time, slowly move. So we're really working and asking our transverse abdominals to switch on here, supporting our lower back, and even supporting our current lifestyles at the moment. A lot of sitting, a lot of disengagement of the core. So just 2 more rounds here. As you reach out with the legs and the limbs, and so both the arms and the legs, really feel into that sense of reach. All right, you should be really feeling the core now. And on the exhale, come back through the center, relax everything down. And just maybe the knees knock in, taking a couple of moments to feel into the core, notice. You might feel really nice and engaged, tune into that quality, Bring it into the practice. One last breath. Exhale. Okay, feet are going to be hip width apart again. One last bit of core. So this time we're going to bring our hands so we're bending at the wrists. The palms are facing towards the sky. So this might feel a little bit weird to begin with, but it all makes sense sooner or later. Keep a slight bend in the elbows. Entire back body connects to the earth again. Bring the knees up, stacked over the hips. All right, inhale, use your core. Try not to use your neck. Lift all the way up. Hold it. Exhale, slowly lower. Keeping the palms facing the sky here. This time, inhale, we're twisting towards the left. Lift up the shoulders. Hold it. Exhale, come down. All right, you got it. Inhale, come back through the center. Really switch on the core, the abs. Exhale, lower. All right, towards the right this time. Twist, lift up the shoulders and try to keep the hips stable here. Exhale. All right, so just another 3 more rounds. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to twist. Exhale to lower. So just really try to start to stabilize through the outer hips. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. All right. So I'm not going to talk anymore because this is quite hard to talk and do it at the same time. So we're just twisting, come back through the center. We're holding at the top. We're coming back down. We're staying connected, so conscious awareness, keeping the entire back body connected into the earth. All right, if you want to keep going, feel free to do so, but this is a really great way of activating through the core. Last round, everyone come up to center, hold it for 5, lift up a little higher, last 3, 2 and 1. Well done. All right, so grabbing onto the shins, wrapping the arms across the shins, and we're just going to rock and roll into Bamanasana tabletop. So keeping the forehead close to the knees, just give yourself a nice little massage here. And when you're ready, you can start to come onto all fours. So crossing the legs, rolling over the shins, finding yourself in a neutral cat position. Okay, so shoulders are going to stack. The wrists, hips stack over the knees, and we're spreading our fingers here. Okay, so gentle tucking of the tailbones, scoop up the belly, and then broaden through the collarbones. And really just feel into the sensations of neutral cat, this sense of strength, but also just this sense of softness. All right, so just coming into cat-cow, dropping the belly, opening up through the chest. Oh, that's so nice after all that core work. Exhale, starting to tuck the tailbone round through the spine as you really lift through that middle part of the spine. So just another 4 rounds here. So in your own time, cat-cow. Really allow the mind to drop out of the equation and really allow yourself to drop into the experience and express, whether that's maybe bringing the hips in, bringing the neck in, some shoulder work. So just whatever the body feels it needs right now. Maybe even stillness. So you've got another 3 breaths here. Just have a bit of a play. All right, so just allow your thinking mind to leave the mat and just really allow yourself to drop into the felt experience of the movements. One last breath here. And on the exhale, come back to neutral cat. And then we're going to curl the toes under. You're going to lift the hips up to down dog. And just pedaling out the feet here. Feeling into the back of the legs.
Just notice what your traps are doing. Can you release the shoulders, wrapping the upper arm bones in towards the midline? And then just, if you've got a block nearby or something, block, just keep it close by. We'll be using it soon. And we're going to find some stillness in our down dog before we start to move. So allow the inner thighs to spiral towards the back. Knees are soft here, and we're extending through our spine, relaxing through the neck. Hugging the ribs back towards the body. And really pressing into the thumb and the first finger mound of the palms. And just 2 more breaths. Last breath here. And then on the exhale, you're going to come towards the top of the mat, and I'll just switch around. So from here, we're going to come into a halfway lift, but I want you to take your block and you're going to place it in between the hands, okay? So you're really going to squeeze the block here, right? We're going to get this sense of feeling into the strength in our shoulders. Okay, so inhale, halfway lift, scoop up the belly, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold. All right, last one here. Inhale, halfway lift, and then we're going to come all the way up into Urdhva Sthasana. So just make sure that you're energetically really squeezing into the block, feeling into the strength of your arms. Take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to come straight into our forward fold. So knees are slightly bent, reaching out, squeezing the block, switching on our triceps. All right, so just one more time. In halfway lift, then come all the way up, squeezing the block. Relax the shoulders down, come all the way back down into your forward fold. Once you're there, you're going to come into a plank, release the block, come into the plank, and then you're going to place the block in between your thighs. Use your adductor muscles, the inner thigh muscles, to squeeze the block in. Switch on the legs. Okay, coming into a bit of a flow between our Phalakasana, so plank, back to down dog. Okay, so once you move from position to position, make sure that the legs are engaging the block. So just 3 more rounds. Inhale, come into your plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, down dog. Now we're going to find some stillness. Come into a plank hold. So hold it here, squeeze the legs. Now broaden through the collarbones. Feel the inner thighs spreading towards the sky. Your chest is open, you're scooping the belly up. Last breath here. On your exhale, come straight into down dog. Holding it here for 3 breaths. Really squeeze the block, wrapping the upper arm bones in, and then keeping the weight distributed evenly between the hands and the feet. Breathing deeply. One last breath as you exhale. Let's come into lions. Exhale, lions. Inhale, release the block. Take a couple of steps or one big step to the top of the mat, coming straight into your forward fold. It's grabbing onto opposite elbows, maybe rotating left and right. Inhale, we're going to reach all the way up. Maybe find a mini back bend as you reach back, opening up through the heart. Exhale, come back to your Samasti here. Take a moment here. Just notice how the body feels as we come up from the earth. All right, what needs to be released for you to really tune into your inner child and that expression. All right, Let's come straight into our downward dog from here. So, whoops. We're going to come into our downward dog. Inhale, we're going to lift the right leg. Just bend the knee into scorpion. Wrap the left hip in towards the midline. Point the right knee towards the sky. So you just got 3 breaths here, really opening up through the hips. Wrapping the upper arm bones in towards the midline. And just noticing what the rib cage is doing. So we really want to hug it back into the body. One last breath here. And on the exhale, right knee is going to create this box with our knee. So right knee to elbow or tricep, down to the wrist, left elbow, come back to 3-legged. Opposite way. So this time, tiger curl in, right knee to left elbow this time. And then back to the wrist, we're creating this box shape. So we'll be doing that throughout the practice. All right, this time, come straight into Anjayasana, low lunge. Sorry everyone, I don't know why this keeps coming off. Inhale, we're gonna reach up, coming into our Anjayasana. So just 3 breaths here, right knee stacks over the ankle. We're bringing the right hip back, left hip forward. Gentle scooping of the belly, drawing the tailbone down, reaching up. One last breath. And on the exhale, to 45 degrees towards your left, coming into our gate pose. Your right leg's going to naturally want to open up. All right, so we're gonna lift ourselves up. Make sure our hips align the knee. The weight is in the blade edge side of that right foot. And you're reaching up with both hands. Reach up with the fingertips, draw the shoulder blades down, and send the hips forward a little bit, finding that opening through the front body. On the exhale, the right hand is going to just rest over the right leg, wherever it lands. You're reaching up, creating this length on the left side body, and starting to reach over. So 3 breaths here, turn the chin in towards the armpit, and then follow, the gaze follows the arm towards the left thumb. Really breathe into the left side body. On your exhale, left hand is going to reach for the earth. So find this sense of joy and playfulness. As it reaches, the right limbs start to lift up. And you want to really flex the foot and push away with the heel. Right hand really reaches and start to turn and lift the heart towards the sky. Just really breathing into the poses and how it makes you feel. And we might just flow through these 2 poses for a moment here and just start to shift a bit of energy. So really engage your core, press into the earth as you lift yourself up, coming into gate pose, Parigasana. Exhale, coming into baby half moon. So Ardha Chandrasana. What is it? Ardha Chandrasana. Okay, lifting all the way up. Just another 2 rounds here. Exhale. Come back to the baby half moon. Inhale, gate pose. And then exhale, we're going to come down onto the earth, finding our baby half moon. If you want to join, you're going to bend the right knee, coming into baby Chapasana. So the right hand's going to reach for the top of the foot. Peel open the right shoulder, start to lift the heart up towards the sky, opening through the right hip flexors, and we're sort of revolving here. Allowing the right shoulder to really peel back, and so does the left. So just 3 breaths in total. If you're finding that you're a little bit shaky, you can gaze down towards the left hand, will help you with your balance. Exhale, release everything, coming back the way we came. This time the right knee is going to come straight into your Anjayasana. Low lunge, taking a deep breath in as you open up through the chest. And on the exhale, we're going to draw that right knee back, come into Ardha Hanumanasana. So the toes are flexed and you're bringing the right hip back. Just hovering the chest, keep the belly engaged here. One last breath. On the exhale, plant the right foot. And then we're going to lift the left leg up. And you may want to, let's have a bit of a play. We're going to jump switch, okay? So jump. And there goes the mic. And I'll just turn around so come straight into your Anjayasana. You're in this low lunge here. Open up through the chest. Breathing deep. And then on the exhale, we're going to lift. Oh, sorry, no, we didn't lift the right leg. On the exhale, we're going to pivot the right knee towards the right, coming into our Parigasana. Left leg reaches back. We're firm into the earth. Find that connection first. Find the alignment. Hip stacks over the knee. Inhale, lift yourself up. Send the weight into the blade edge side of the left foot. Reach out with the fingertips. And start to reach your right arm towards the sky. Find length as you inhale. Exhale, curling over towards the left. So just 3 breaths here. Really breathing into the right ribs. And even peeling the right shoulder open. If you want to start to gaze up, you can start to roll or follow your right arm towards the thumb. One more breath. And on the exhale, we're going to plant the right hand, lift the left leg into baby half moon. Just holding it here for 3 breaths, flexing the toes, bringing the hips in line with one another, keeping that left heel in line with the hip at the same time. One last breath, and we're going to flow through these 2 postures just to shift a bit of energy. Exhale, lift up. Reaching the arm overhead, finding a little bit more space. Exhale, drop the right hand, lift the left limbs. Inhale. Exhale. Movement to breath here. Connect with the present moment. Stay in the breath. Exhale, last one here. Lifting up that left leg for our baby half moon. And then if you're joining me, we're going to bend the left knee, grab onto the top of the foot, find your grounding first, and then start to peel and open up. So you've got 3 breaths here. Feel the shoulder blades really magnetizing to one another. Opening up through the left hip flexor, opening up through the front of the left shoulder. Last breath here. And on the exhale, release the arm and the leg. Bring the left foot in straight back into Anjayasana. Find your grounding first. And on the exhale, coming into the Ardha Hanumanasana. So half splits, flex the toes. Draw the left hip back. And we're just hovering the chest over our left leg. So just 3 breaths here. So if it's too much, you may want to just not flex the foot, but this just adds a little bit more to the opening through the left leg. One last breath here. Exhale, left foot plants, right foot meets the left. I'm just going to come into our halfway lift, scoop up the belly, use your core, exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Urdhva Sthasana, exhale, Samasthihi. So let's take a cleansing breath here. Inhale deep. Exhale, open the mouth. All right, we're going to come off the ground completely this round, but if you want to keep the knee supported, feel free to come into our supported options. Okay, so starting back in downward dog. Spread the fingers, feel that connection, weight distribution here. Sorry, this keeps coming off, I'm not sure. Okay, so one more breath in, down dog. And then on the exhale, we're going to come into a bit of that core work. Reaching the right, we're going to start with the left leg this time. Reaching the left leg for the sky. Squeeze the knee in. Create that box shape from the left first, down to the wrists. Right wrist. Tricep or elbow, back to three-legged. Inhale, this time opposite arm. Starting with the right, find that twist. Create that square. Exhale, bending the knee, because I forgot it at the beginning. Bring the knee towards the sky, hug the right hip in. And then exhale, stay here for 3 breaths in total. Hug the ribs into the belly. Really lift the chest so that you're not collapsing into the shoulders. One last breath. Exhale, extend, tiger curl in, come straight into our crescent lunge. So allow the foot to really connect to the earth. Square off the hips, reach forward, come all the way up. Inhale to lengthen through the sideways. Exhale to lower. Maybe you start to extend the right heel away. If you are, just make sure our hips are square by turning the right hip forward, left hip back. So you got 3 breaths here. Really breathing deep. Starting to tune into those playful qualities in the mind. Letting go of the seriousness of the pose. Last breath here. And I shouldn't have actually turned. There was a reason why I started on the left. And then we're going to open up into our warrior 2. All right, so 3 breaths here. Really pressing out into the feet and then drawing everything in at the same time. Reaching out with the fingertips. Really feeling into the stance of this warrior pose. Whatever you're feeling, remember this too shall pass. One final breath here. Exhale, release. Inhale, you're going to straighten that left leg. I'm going to reach forward first. Really reach for the fingertips. Keep the hips square. Keep a light micro bend in the left knee. Reach forward. Exhale, come into your triangle pose. So you might want to use a block. Place it on the inside of the left leg. Really helps us to elevate the earth towards us, giving us more space to play with, reaching out with the right arm. If you like, you may want to explore this variation by bringing the right hand towards the front of the mat. And then if you are, just make sure that we're not collapsing into it. We're peeling and lifting ourselves up and out. And on the exhale, release. The right arm's going to find the hip. And you're going to bend into that left knee, coming into your half moon on this left side. So squaring off the hips first, grab onto the block. Maybe start to lift off first. Then placing the block down just a little bit to the left. And then start to stack the right hip over the left. Start to peel the right shoulder open. So just start with keeping the eyes on the floor, just to maintain that sense of balance. Really press into the big toe, push out with the left heel, reaching up with the right hand. Feeling into this sense of self-expression, and just really tune into the whimsical play of trying to balance yourself here. Feeling all the wobbles. Maybe starting to lift that left hand off the earth or the support beneath. Maybe starting to grab onto the right, coming into our Chapasana. You're going to bend that right knee, grab onto the top of the foot, open up through the chest here. Letting go of any seriousness, Just enable yourself to really drop into the playful nature. Exhale, release everything. Let's come straight into a chair. We're building upon that fire. So coming straight into our chair pose. Open up through the chest, send the hips back, try to keep the knees over the ankles. Hug the ribs back into the body. Breathe into the fire. Remember, this too shall pass. One last breath here. Exhale. Come all the way up to standing. All right, we're gonna have a bit of a play on this side. We're gonna come into our crow pose. So I'll demonstrate supported in this round. In the second round, we'll go straight into it. So the options are there for you. You can take a pause on the video. So if you don't have a crow practice, this is a great way of really creating a bit of height. So you're gonna come onto your blocks. We're gonna perch ourselves on the block like a little bird. Bring the toes together here. So what this does is it gives us a little bit more height. So the more high the hips are towards the sky, I wouldn't say easier, but more accessible coming into crow will be. So it's always nice to get that sense of flight and lift. Okay, so hands, spread the fingers. Can't emphasize enough how important it is to really feel into the strength in our hands, our wrists, our arms. So all that prep work we've been doing is to help us to get to this point where we're feeling into the strength and the capability of our arms. Right, so lift the hips up towards the sky. Make sure the shoulders stack over the hands. So maybe you might just start to take one leg in, or maybe let's start with like bring the weight into the arms. So just feel the weight bearing into our arms. Notice and connect with that feeling. Maybe one leg lifts, and you might just be here, playing with these leg lifts, drawing the heels towards the glutes, pressing into the fingers. And then I'm just gonna move the block because it's a bit uneven here. All right, well maybe you can't have lift off. So all that core work, tune into that strength in the core. Either squeeze the outer triceps or push into the back of the arms, lift the feet, broaden through the collarbones, look forward, press into the hands, heels towards the glutes. Once you're done, release back into the block. Okay, so that's supported, and we'll have another round when we do our right side unsupported. Okay, so wherever you are, coming back into our downward dog. I'm just taking a couple of moments here to ground the hands and the feet. Okay, one last exhale. Inhale, exhale. This time, right leg lifts for the sky. Coming into that box core work, so tiger curl in, tap the right elbow, wrist, left side, come back to tiger curl. Three-legged. Time start with the twist, bring it down, create that box. Exhale, three-legged here, bending the knee towards the sky, opening up. And then you're gonna plant that right foot, coming straight into your crescent. So make sure the hips are stable and square. Draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Come into your Anjayasana. Inhale, stretch your fingers towards the sky. Exhale, relax the shoulders down. Breathing into the legs, breathing into the body. Anchoring to this moment. One last breath here. Exhale, open up. Come into a warrior two. Whoops. Embrace the wobbles. So you really want to feel this sense of the legs stretching out but then pulling in at the same time. Reach out with your fingertips. You got 3 breaths here. Feel into the powerful, energetic quality of the warrior pose. Can you also bring this sense of softness, letting go? The pain shall pass, just like everything in life. One last breath here. On the exhale, extend through the right knee, grab onto your block. Hopefully it's nearby. Place it on the inside of the right leg or wherever that you normally take your triangle. Shift forward, find that length, place the right hand down, reach up with the left. So you got 3 breaths here. Hug everything into the midline. And then maybe the left arm, the bicep comes over the ear. And you draw the left shoulder back. You turn the chin towards the armpit. And run your gaze along the left arm towards the thumb. One last breath. Exhale, bring the left hand towards the hip, bend into that right knee, pick up your block, come into your half block down. So find your balance first, really press into the big toe, and then start to peel the left shoulder open, pushing out with the heel. Scoop the belly up, hug the ribs back into the body, and then reach up with the left fingertips. Breathe. Maybe the right hand comes towards the heart. Maybe you come into Shavasana, bending that left knee, open up through, and you're going to embrace every moment. Wherever you are at, meet yourself there. So have a play. You don't have to have that right hand lifted. Just really feeling into this self-expression of the pose. Last breath. Exhale, left foot plants, come straight into our Utkatasana, chair pose. So feel into the fire. Send the hips back a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, till you find yourself coming straight into your crow. So I'll demonstrate. Otherwise, just have a bit of a play. You've got about 5 breaths. So hands are grounded into the earth. The hips are as high as we can get them, shoulders stack over the wrists, bending the knees, squeezing or pressing into the back of the arms. So lifting the legs up, squeezing towards the glutes, reaching forward with the crown as you open up through the chest space. Lift the hips up a little higher. Breathe. And if you fall, that's totally fine. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze everything to midline. Exhale. If you want to have a go at this, let's have a bit of a play. Jump back straight into a chaturanga. So if you're at home, just have a play if you're feeling it. I'm so sorry, this keeps dropping. Otherwise, if you're done, feel free to come onto the mat. We're just going to come into a yogi squat from there. So if you're in crow, just allow the feet to connect to the earth. Widen the feet so that you can come into a comfortable malasana. Bringing the palms towards the heart, connecting to that space of creation, connecting to your self-expression. Using the breath to slow down the parasympathetic nervous system. And breathing. Allowing the hips to just completely let go, releasing towards the earth. All right, we're going to extend that left arm, reach up with the right fingertips, find that twist from the left side body as you open up through the chest. Just holding it here for 3 breaths. If you want a little bit more, you can come into a bind by extending the left arm around the shin, grabbing onto the left fingertips with the right fingertips, and you're peeling the right shoulder open. Try to keep the weight stable here, so you really want to send the weight into the right side. And gaze over the right shoulder. Final breath. Exhale, come back the way you came, and we'll just come onto a side view here. Come straight back into Malasana. Take a moment, no rush. Connect. Exhale, the right arm extends, come up onto the fingertips. The left arm reaches for the sky. We find that twist on the right side body. So really draw the ribs, the back ribs towards the front. Find that opening across the chest. And maybe you want to explore the bind. So bending both elbows, reaching and connecting to self, and then peeling the left shoulder back. Final breath here. And on the exhale, we're simply going to allow the hips to connect to the earth. So no core work here. We've done quite a lot at the beginning. You're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So just bring the legs out wide. It doesn't have to be super wide, just somewhere where it's comfortable for you. If you need to, sit on a blanket or something to lightly elevate the hips. Take a deep inhale, grow the spine long, sideways. And then on the exhale, you're going to hinge at the hips. The knees are soft. You're going to start to come up onto the fingertips to keep the chest open. The neck stays in line with the spine. And just really explore. It's like a little adventure into your body. Noticing, checking out what's going on. And then feel safe. Just like a child, you might want to venture a little bit further. It's all about discovering within ourselves. So you might get to a point where you find comfort on the forearms. You can place a block underneath the forehead, and giving the third eye the space between the brow, the space of inner wisdom, a little bit of a massage. Or you might just want to stay still here. So there's 5 breaths here, really breathing into the inner leg seam. And can you allow yourself to just let go that much more, so you can dive a little deeper, explore a little further within the landscape of your body. Maybe these last 3 breaths you want to remove the block and explore a little bit more, come a little closer towards the earth, and grab onto opposite elbows. And allow the chest to find a connection to the earth. Final breath here. And on the exhale, you want to lift yourself up, and you want to start to lean back. Come onto the side, grabbing onto your shins and just allowing the head to drop towards the knees. The toes can be planted, or you can just slightly place the toes on the earth. Excuse me. And once you're ready, close to the chest, come down into a ball. Grab onto the opposite blade edge side of the feet and relax the shoulders down as you extend to the knees straight into your happy baby. So the knees are gravitating towards the armpits, and using the strength in our arms to press down on the blade edge side of the feet. Relax through the shoulders, relax through the face. Just have a bit of a play as you alternate by extending and bending. So this quality, reminding ourselves of the experience of our child, baby even, and just how we can, the adulting, the seriousness that sometimes we can have on life. How do we be a little bit more playful, a little bit more flirtatious with the moments in our life? And what would that feel like, and what would that be like for you if you were able to release in expression? All right, and once you're ready, any final parts to go into them, either legs at the wall or any twists, but we've done quite a few of them already. So I'm going to be guiding you straight into Shavasana. So just know that the video may stop, but I do encourage you to stay in your Shavasana for a good 8 to 10 minutes. Really give yourself that space and time. So just wherever you are, starting to lower the legs down. As I lower, the legs are going to open up a little bit more than hip width apart. Allow them to connect the arms out wide. The entire back body is supported. You are held, you are nourished by the earth beneath. All right, last 3 breaths here. So inhale, follow the breath's path. It draws the shoulders down and back. Exhale, open the mouth, release. All right, lion's breath next. Inhale. Exhale, stick out the tongue. Okay, final breath here. On the exhale, open the mouth, let it all go. Relax through your entire body. Everything, all your organs, all your muscles, all the bones are heavy. Relax through the face. And feel this softness at the crown of the head. And tune into that quality, this pillowy-like softness. Allow that softness to radiate over the skull. It dribbles down the face, softens through the third eye, the cheeks, the jawline. Allow that softness to come down onto your shoulders, the biceps, the forearms, the palms of the hands, the back of the hand, releasing any gripping in the fingertips. That softness travels down the belly, allowing all the muscles to completely release. That same softness comes over the hip flexors, releasing, opening, strength, lengthening. Comes down the legs, thighs, calves, the shins, tops of the foot, bottom of the feet, releasing any control of the toes. Feeling that gentle softness wash over you from the crown of your head to the tips of the toes. Shavasana.